you ready for a second dose of behind the scenes podcast and sewing chat? Guest interviewer Kat Canfield and I continue our conversation that we started last week. This week we get into the joys of Patreon and how it's evolved for creators, what my own favourite podcasts to listen to are, none of which are about sewing, and what my favourite sewing snack is. Spoiler, it's actually a liquid. Plus, Kat has a surprise for me. Please stick around but a couple of minutes for that. Welcome to Check Your Thread, the podcast that will help you sew more sustainably. My name's Zoe and I'm obsessed with sewing. I've been blogging about it for over 17 years and I'm the creator and host of the popular handmade wardrobe challenge Me Made May. But, like many people, I've become increasingly concerned about the climate and ecological crises, and I'm looking at the way that my lifestyle contributes to them. So in this podcast, I'll be nerding out about making clothes whilst exploring how to minimise the negative impact that it may have. I really hope you'll join me in this journey. Hi lovely one, how's it going? So I was at the Knit and Stitch show at Alexandra Palace this weekend, and I want to say thank you so much to all the amazing listeners who came to say hi to me there. It made me so happy to get to meet some listeners, and thanks to those who also shared where they listened to the podcast, including in the bath. So if that's you, I hope you're having a lovely relax right this second. So the Knit and Stitch show was exhausting, but so much fun. I was working on the fabric godmother stand on the Saturday and the Sunday, but I also got to have a bit of a wander about and I bought a couple of things. So I bought a lovely set of buttons that were like flower shaped, and that was from a company called Zooniverse Designs. And I got some bra and undies making supplies from Sesame Sew Supplies. At the moment, I've got a bunch of alterations to do on items that I've recently bought on Vinted, but once they're done, then I'm excited to get going with my undies making journey. Huge thanks to Laurie, Grace and Angela for signing up to support the podcast via Patreon this week. And huge thanks to existing patron Sarah for upping the amount of their support. You've all really helped to get the support for this podcast close to where it was a few months ago. So thank you so much. I'm going to be scheduling the October mending meetups very soon. So patrons, if those appeal to you, keep your eyes peeled for those dates. So this week's episode is the second part of my conversation with the incredibly lovely Kat Canfield, who is a sewing instructor and retreat organiser living in Victoria, Canada. Kat came up with such great questions, which were really quite revealing. And she organised a lovely surprise for me, which I was so grateful for, so listen out for that. Thanks again to Kat for her time and energy putting this together. You'll be hearing Kat's gorgeous voice on the podcast again before long, I promise. So until next week, when I have an episode for you that was recorded at the recent London Fabric Swap that I attended, take care of yourself, take care of those who deserve it, and enjoy.
So we've talked a bit about connecting with your audience. And I know that you connect with your audience through so many different means. Now you've got your Patreon, your Instagram, your newsletter. So I'm sure that you've learned quite a bit about who your audience is throughout all of this. What have you learned about your audience members? Who are these people, Zoe?
They're all freaking awesome, obviously. Yeah, and do you know what? I think what's been the most engaging way of doing that is through the Zoom mending meetups that I host every month. So I always, well, not always because I had a little break for summer, but I host two mending meetups every month. I do one that coincides with kind of UK, Europe, mainland, kind of more mainland Europe and North American kind of time zones. And then I do one that is more UK, Central Europe and Australia type time zones.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously I can never align it so that it's necessarily going to meet with everyone's individual schedules, but broadly speaking, there should be something that somebody could engage with if they wanted to. And that has been so wonderful because that really is like a little snapshot into people's lives, and you get to talk and anything. I'm sure you know this from the retreats that you and your classes that you've taught. When you've got something going on in your hands, like it kind of relaxes you, doesn't it? And you can, because your focus it's not so intense as like, right, we are having a conversation. You know, you've got something going on, you've got an instant thing to talk about as well. Like you can be like, because I always, try and find out what people are mending and engage with people. So that's been lovely. That's been so nice. So back to your question though. So broadly speaking, I would say they are by and large people who I mean, it's a real range in terms of demographics, but in terms of kind of what they care about, they're really thoughtful people, culturally engaged people. You know, they're creative, they are mindful of, obviously, of the planet, but also of people. Yeah, really thoughtful, kind people by and large, and it's just a privilege to get to interact with them, really.
It's so cool that you actually get to, in real time, engage in a different way with people's sewing practice, like other
Yes.
people sewing at the same time, and you can literally see into their homes.
I know.
Wow!
I'm like the nosiest person, so I love it.
Aw. So you mentioned your mending meetups, which I think are just fantastic. So that people can access that if they're part of your Patreon community, I think. So I'm curious about adding Patreon to your podcast and how your engagement with the listeners has changed. What's the favorite thing that has come out of your listeners being able to talk to each other?
Oh, that's been the best thing. And you know what? When I first signed up to Patreon, when I started the podcast, it was a very different beast. Like, Patreon has changed a lot in the last 4 years in a way that a lot of apps and platforms have. You know, I mean, like, have you seen that Spotify now, you can message people via Spotify? You could literally, you could literally like DM people.
Weird.
On Spotify. I think like every app and every platform is trying to be every other app and every other platform, isn't it, basically? So when I started Patreon, it was very different. Like, it was a feed. And that was more or less it. Like, I could individually message people. So if someone signs up, I always send them a message to say thanks and then engage and say hi. But that was it. They could then message back, but there was no kind of real interaction. I think like I could post, when I put a post on the feed, people could maybe read each other's comments and then maybe reply to a comment, but it was very limited. It was kind of like the comments section on Instagram post, you know. So I was looking at the time, I was also looking into community platforms, specifically like Mighty Networks and things like that are more of a community platform, thinking like that would be great because then people can start to engage and we can, you know, build something bigger. But then thankfully Patreon did me a solid and introduced some more features that make the interaction more easier. Like, they now have these community chat spaces, which is brilliant. So it's like a little forum basically, and people can add photos. So I get 10 community chat spaces, and maybe this will change in the future, but right now you get 10. The creator gets 10 community chat spaces, and you can label them as you wish, and then people can within that talk about the topic. So we've got one that's like kind of about mending wins and fails. We've got sustainability wins, which is often where I harvest the ones that I pop into the beginning of the intro. If there's one I'm thinking, oh, this is inspiring.
Very good.
Yeah. And also like scrap busting ideas, recommendations, you know, someone's heard a great podcast or read a good book, or someone's asking for a recommendation, like, oh, where can I get hold of this or whatever. I can't remember the other ones, but we have gardening wins as well. Or also update if other people, sometimes the other patrons, they want to host a Zoom or something like that, so they can put the link in as well. So that's a nice little feature. So super sweet.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's just so nice, and you can literally see kind of friendships occurring, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's so lovely, and people kind of posting about something, you know, maybe it's something like poignant or something funny or something silly or something ridiculous, or, you know, something that that you want to celebrate, and then people respond, and it's lovely. It's so nice. And so I've been so busy over the summer. There's been like weeks have gone by and I've not been able to go in and engage, and I do, and I'm like, oh, so much has happened, I need to keep up, you know.
Yeah, so many updates.
Yeah, people
and
have been posting things and commenting, and it's like, oh, this is so good. So it's amazing. And I also love the hive mind aspect of it that happens both in the community chat spaces and on the mending meetups. Like, for example, I had a mending meetup last night, and people were like, I've got this jumper, I don't know what to do with this damage. Any ideas? Hive mind gets to work. And all these really interesting different ways of looking at a problem come to the surface, and then they kind of like brainstorm which ones might work better. It's brilliant. It's just amazing. I don't know how you could have that otherwise, you know, because not everyone can access physical mending meetups, you know. It's a real
Absolutely.
barrier to entry for many reasons for lots of people. So I just think it's incredible, and it's amazing to witness it, really. And people have had some meetups in real life as well. I know that some members have met up in real life, and I've met members in real life now as well. I know that, for example, a lovely member called Chloe, who lives in Scotland, went to the Scottish Frocktails, I think, last weekend with Judith Staley, who's been on the podcast, who's also a member of the community. And they travelled together and they met through the podcast. Like, how wonderful is that? And in fact, the book, Stitch It, Don't Ditch It, that Gina and Mary wrote, they met through Check Your Thread. Like, how cool is that?
That absolutely blew my mind, learning about that. It's like, oh, they actually hadn't met in real life and they decided to write this book. It's like, what?
They didn't meet in real life till they've already written it. I know.
Yeah.
And it was just that
It's amazing.
Mary got this book contract, or this offer of a book contract, didn't want to write it on her own, happened to be listening to Check Your Thread and Gina's incredible knowledge, and sent her a DM. Bosh. Relationship started.
Kind of magic, Zoe. I think you can pat yourself on the back, because without your work, like realistically, without your work and without doing the podcast, that would not have happened.
And it's an amazing book. It is just, it's really clever, a really valuable book that I'm just so glad is out there in the world, because it is really unique. It's really going to click for some people in the way that other mending books wouldn't, you know?
Yep. So we've talked a lot about podcasts. I am curious what other sewing related media you enjoy or take in on the regular.
Oh, I'm an absolute Instagram addict. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of the screen time that I spend on Instagram, but I love it, and I love it, and I have genuinely made friends like yourself. You know, like I met you through Instagram. That's how I know you, and many other, like pretty much almost all the guests that I have on the podcast, I've met them or discovered them through Instagram. Like it is the platform where most creative sewing people hang out, and I love the access that I have to finding out what people are up to. You know, I'm quite good at not being influenced and not clicking on things and buying them. Although I did foolishly once buy a bra via Instagram, and obviously I've been plagued with underwear adverts ever since.
Oh no.
But it's interesting because I've actually got about 5 different Instagram accounts, but the main one is my Sozo blog, which is kind of where I post about my sewing stuff, and then I've obviously got the Check Your Thread one, and it's very interesting what different experiences I have depending on which profile I'm on. So you can change your algorithm, people.
Yes.
Yeah, but I love it, and
Awesome.
it just lights me up seeing what cool things people are doing. I hate the way that they've kind of monkeyed around with hashtags and stuff, and really and all sorts of ways of kind of hiding things and not encouraging engagement. However, it's still the best place to find people who are into the kind of things I'm into, and it's where my friends hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. I find the sewing inspiration on Instagram just endless. Like, it's such an amazing thing to be able to go, oh, I'd like to make that garment, but maybe the models that are on the pattern aren't the same shape or size as you. And then you can just go and see what it looks like on other people and what they've done.
Yeah,
what
any mods
fabric
that they've
made.
done.
It's
Exactly.
amazing.
What does it look like in a different colour? What does it look like in a print rather than a solid? And it's just, what does it look like, as you say, on like different sizes and shapes and ages and everything else. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It sounds like you listen to a lot of podcasts and have for quite some time.
Yes.
So what are some of the other podcasts that you listen to regularly?
I have to say that my podcast listening has gone down quite a lot in recent years because I don't have a lengthy commute anymore. So when I was living further away and then coming to like Fabric Godmother, where I work part-time, that was quite a chunky commute. So I don't have as much time. But the ones that ping to the top of my list is the Adam Buxton podcast. He is a British kind of comedian. His podcasts are interviews with interesting people, and he's really funny, and I've adored him since the 90s, so he always goes to the top of my list. I also like Death, Sex and Money. Do you know that one?
Is that one from NPR? I can't remember.
Yes, I think it was originally, and now it's something else.
Yeah.
Heavyweight is another one that's kind of similar. Love and Radio do. Love and Radio don't really exist at the moment, I think, but they do one called the Secrets Hotline. That's fascinating. And in a similar vein, I like Savage Love as well.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
Love Dan
absolutely,
Savage. He's so
absolutely.
great. Yeah.
He's reprogrammed the way I think about sex and relationships, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think he's been doing that for a lot of people for a very long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, essential listening, I
Yeah.
think. And there are others, but they're the ones that come to the top of my head, yeah.
Ah, cool. I'll have to check some of those out.
Cool.
Back to sewing. What is your favorite type of sewing project, Zoe, and why?
Do you know what? That's so interesting. I was having a little think about that, and I think I love to alternate between different types of projects. So I love a quick jersey win. So a t-shirt or a pair of undies, either for myself or one of my kids, a pair of leggings or joggers for my kids or what have you. Love that. But then I couldn't just do that. No, because then I'd like like a meteor woven project. Like so maybe like jeans or a jacket unlined or dungarees, something that's kind of nice and sturdy. It's not going to shift around, and you can do lots of nice neat top stitching and then bash some rivets in.
Yeah.
I like that, but I don't want to just all do that all the time. No, sometimes I also then like to just get all my scraps out and just be like, blah, let's get really creative.
Play with them.
Yeah, just play.
Yeah.
And not have any kind of, not follow the instructions and do, just play, as you say, and then see what comes out of those. It's normally a scrappy sweatshirt from my husband, let's be honest. But there's a lot of fun and creativity, in that, and being resourceful with what I've got. I really like that. But that scratches a different itch. But then I love like something like making like a really pretty, delicate blouse as well,
Oh, yeah. The opposite.
Yeah, and then sometimes I just want to make the thing I want to wear. It's not even really about the making. It's just that's the thing I want to make, and I'm excited to get the thing. So there's different motivations and there's different enjoyments within all those things, and that's what I think is amazing about sewing. It's like endlessly fascinating that you can access all those different parts of yourself and the parts of your creativity and the parts of your desire to create, they can all be expressed, Yeah.
Or even your energy level. Like I find sometimes like I'll just want, like you said, like a quick palette cleanser.
Yes.
So for me, a palette cleanser tends to be something like a bag, a tote bag, an e-reader cover, just like a little mini quilt that I hang on the wall or whatever,
Love
right?
it.
Or do I feel like I want multi-day process, start from the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. Do I want to just reach for something that I've made a million times, or do I like, right, I'm ready for a challenge, like gloves are off, let's go.
Yeah.
But what I dislike making coats. I don't like wrestling with the big heavy fabric, trying to get it like something like a big dead whale through my machine. I don't have a lot of space, So I'm not a big fan of coat making. I'm about to get into undies making. Bralettes.
So brilliant.
I've been making, I'm excited to...
Life-changing.
But I feel like that's like a whole thing and I need to be ready for it. And I'm not quite ready, but I'm gathering inspiration and motivation. When I've cleared the decks a little bit with some of the other things that I've got on the go, I'm going to be like, boom, let's do this.
Yeah. That's a whole other undertaking.
Do you make undies?
I'm almost exclusively now. I don't buy them because they take so little fabric.
Yes.
B, I usually have some Pico elastic in my stash, so it's like so easy. It doesn't take long. Found a pattern I love. Just use it over and over again. I've made them with old t-shirts that I liked the logo of, but it was worn out other places. They're so fun. I love making
making like pants, but I'm going to start making bralettes. And I want to make sets. Yeah. I'm really excited.
Oh, yeah. So fun. I had, because I was really lucky, my old boss, of the Make House before the staff bought it, she was a bra maker, and so she taught bra making and she's amazing bra maker, and so I got to take a couple of classes with her.
I'm jealous.
So fun.
Yeah, little bits, and you can't even iron anything. You're not even allowed.
No, there's no ironing, otherwise it would probably melt on you.
I like swimwear for that reason sometimes as well. Like I just want to sit there and make it. Like I don't want to have to keep jumping up to the ironing board every 3 minutes.
So when you're making your underwear or you're making your fancy blouse or you're making your dungarees, what do you like to snack on, Zoe?
Wine.
Is wine a snack?
Yes. Well, no, you're right. Okay, it's a treat. I don't tend to eat. I don't tend to eat when I'm sewing because, by and large, my sewing is happening when my kids are in bed. It's in the evening. I've already had dinner. Yeah, and also I don't want to have like dirty or greasy fingers, so I don't eat when I'm sewing. But a little glass of wine in the evening.
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
sewing, oh, the very height of decadence.
I find one glass is okay, but if you go for a second, the stitch lines start to get a little wavy. Not always so good.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, yeah. One peak, more than that, problem.
Yeah. So Zoe, I'm asking you these questions. Shall I tell you how many sewing machines I have around me?
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's not counting my overlocker. But I have to say 2 of them are just for sewing classes. But the other 3 machines are mine and the overlocker. Anyway.
But you're a facilitator of sewing classes.
It's true. Do I need a hand crank and a featherweight? Probably not. But I love them both.
If you've got space for them, no judgment.
So Zoe, how many sewing machines do you have?
I've got one and an overlocker.
Amazing! What is your one sewing machine? What do you have? What do you
It's
sew
a
on?
Janome DKS30. I got it, I'm going to guess, about 9 years ago, just from the local sewing shop. It's kind of like a mid-range Janome. It's got some stitches, automatic buttonhole. It's not super fancy. Yeah. It's a nice mid-range one. It served me well. That said, I would like to get a vintage one. Like, I'd like to get a metal kind of workhorse beast that's just going to punch through things.
Yes.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yes.
Yeah. So that would
beautiful
be nice.
Straight stitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely get that.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
So that would be a goal, but it's not something that's in my financial future at the moment.
Well, you never know when you're in those thrift shops looking for fabric.
Maybe.
Sometimes people don't know how much those vintage machines are actually worth.
Yeah, true.
You might come across something.
But it would be nice as well when you were doing things like jeans as well, and you want to have like a top stitching and
Yeah.
Right, what have you got for me now?
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
I've got quick fire questions for you, Zoe. I love it when people do this on podcasts. I hope your listeners will
I'm
too.
excited because I don't think we've had quick fire questions before. So
Excellent. Shall we put that sewing pedal down to the metal?
let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite weather to sew for? Warm or cold?
Medium, in between. I'm very much
Not allowed.
what?
Nope.
Transseason items.
Oh, okay.
I live in the UK. We have a lot of different weather throughout the day.
That's true.
So things that are layerable. Trans-season, mid-season, yes, layerables. Okay.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll let you have that one. PDF or paper patterns?
Oh, PDF.
Do you project them? What do you do with them?
Unless there's something
Print them?
small like a vest or undies, I get them printed out A0 at work.
I love it. Awesome.
But I love that you can if you can buy them and you don't have to get them printed straight away. You don't have
you
the
can
physical
print
thing.
as needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that too. Love it. Okay, Zoe, knits or wovens?
Oh, is that choosing between my children?
If you could only sew knits or wovens, which would it be?
Wovens. I feel like I'm cheating on knits now.
Oh, are you going to say wovens?
I'm going to say wovens, yeah.
Okay. Sewing with others or sewing alone?
Sewing alone. I think
with your glass of wine.
with my wine. No one's judging me.
Yeah.
No, I think it's fun. But I think that when you go to sew with others, like it's often you have to take all your stuff. And you inevitably
true
forget
fact.
something. It's fun. I love it. But
Yeah.
having to be all prepared. Whereas like if I can just slink over into the corner of my dining area where I've got my sewing machine set up, everything's there. I'm not going to forget, and I can just do a little bit here and there. So sewing alone.
Sewing alone. All right. Machine sewing or hand stitching?
Oh, machine sewing.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think I could have said that quicker, could I?
That was easy.
Yeah, machine.
Thrifting for fabric or shopping your stash?
Oh. Okay, I'm going to say shopping my stash. Not that my stash is enormous, but there aren't many opportunities for thrifting fabric where I live, so it's not something I'm reliant on, and I do have some beautiful bits in my stash that I'm excited to use.
Yeah. Getting into those pieces that you love, that you've just been waiting. Oh, juicy. Okay. Refashioning a garment, making something new from it, or sewing from scratch.
Okay, I feel like I should say the former, but I'm going to say the latter. Sewing from scratch. Yeah, maybe it's the control. I mean, refashioning's fun. It scratches a different itch. But I think I love the control and I actually really, I'm one of the few people I think that maybe like cutting out. Like I quite enjoy that. I know some people like, if I could pay people to cut out my fabric, I would. I actually enjoy that. So yeah, different thing.
Polyester thread or cotton thread?
Oh, okay. I'm going to say, you're not going to like this, tencel thread.
Ooh,
the third way.
Third option.
Yes, I have been investing as and when in some cones of tencel thread. I get 2 of a colour, and then I siphon some off onto bobbins and empty cotton reels so that I've got enough for my regular sewing machine and my overlocker, and I think it performs really, really well. It's not as strong as polyester, but it's stronger than cotton, and I know that one day it will biodegrade.
Amazing, amazing. Love that option. Manual sewing machine or digital sewing machine?
I'm going to say digital for the buttonholes.
That's fair.
And I think the ease of changing stitches as well. Like, if you know your machine well, bash, 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 pop, 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 done. Yeah.
Easy to set.
Yeah.
Sewing for yourself or sewing for others?
It's going to be sewn for myself.
Yeah.
I do like sewing for other people when I want to. That sounds a ridiculous thing.
No, I get it.
There are some people that I love it. I know that they value my skills. They value, the time. But by and large, making yourself something that really reflects your personal style and fits you well. It's just such a joyful thing and such a nice thing to do for yourself, I think.
So satisfying. All right. Hopefully we have enough time for this, Zoe. I thought that you might like to hear some comments from some people who've been involved with Check Your Thread over the years.
Oh my goodness!
So I have a few little things to share with you.
Oh, you sweet person.
I was like, maybe there's time. So I just quickly sent an email out to some of your repeat guests on Friday.
Thank you.
Yay! You're welcome. So I have a couple of messages that were sent to me that I want to read to you.
So lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. So Numba Pinkerton, who's a stylist and color consultant from Style Me Flawless, says, "Congratulations, Zoe, on reaching 200 episodes of Check Your Thread. What a fantastic achievement. I so enjoyed our conversation about color and how it can bring new life to handmade and sustainable wardrobes. You've created such a thoughtful space for the sewing community, inspiring us all to think more deeply about what we buy or make, wear, and keep. Your dedication and passion shine through in every episode, and this milestone is so well deserved."
Oh, how lovely. I'm going to make a maker of Numba before long. Numba needs to get making. Yeah. Oh, awesome. That's so nice.
Also, Sky Pennant of Slow Stitch Club had a message for you. She says, "Zoe, congratulations on such an epic milestone for Check Your Thread. You've created such an incredible space for us sewers, menders, and creative folk, and it was amazing to be involved in a small way this year. Here's to many more episodes."
Oh, how nice. And this is what I love about the podcast, that I get to meet people who have they come from it from such different angles, from a stylist to a professional mender. It's so cool. Oh.
Yeah. So here's another message. This one is from Gina Wigger, mending expert and author.
Oh, amazing.
Congratulations, Zoe, on 200 episodes of Check Your Thread. Thank you for being an enthusiastic, passionate, and curious advocate for sustainability in sewing, and using the Check Your Thread platform to build this vibrant community, share stories and information, make connections, and encourage all of us to keep going however we can, even imperfectly, even sporadically. I'm constantly learning new things as your conversations with your guests motivate us to think about the ripples our creativity have into other aspects of our lives. It's about so much more than sewing. The tremendous amount of work, heart, and thought you invest in each episode shows. Congratulations again, and thank you for 200 amazing episodes. I can't wait to listen to the next 200.
I also have a lovely message here for you from Meg Grandstaff, who is an amazing knitter and sewist who I know you've had on the show a bunch.
And I met her in London like a few weeks ago.
Amazing. So good.
Darling Zoe, happy 200th episode of Check Your Thread. How exciting. What a treat to get to hear you every week talk about something you're so passionate about and to bring on such amazing guests across the whole sphere of sewing and crafting and sustainability. It's a real joy to listen to you and embrace all the ways that we can be making differences in our everyday lives. Thank you so much for all the work you put into this, and so excited to see what's to come.
Cute.
And there's another recording here. This one is from Kate Roberts from Project Patterns.
Oh, amazing. Absolute legend in the fit world.
Yeah.
Hi Zoe, this is Kate from Project Patterns. A huge congratulations for 200 episodes. That is such an achievement and you should be so incredibly proud of yourself. I just want to say a quick thank you for letting me be a part of the podcast. I absolutely loved the episodes that we did together and I am so happy that Instagram made our paths cross. Congrats!
That's it.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that was all so good. Oh, I'm really touched. That was really thoughtful.
I'm so glad.
Thank you. And thank you so much for this. And thank you for being part of Check Your Thread as well, for interviewing some guests and doing such an incredible job as well. I so appreciate your time and energy and effort. And yeah, it's been such an honor to have your contribution on the podcast as well this year. So thank you.
Oh, it's been my absolute pleasure, and I'm just so thrilled that I could be here to celebrate your 200th episode with you, Zoe.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Kat, and speak to you soon.
Talk soon.
Thanks so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed this episode and are left feeling inspired. For more info about the podcast, including show notes for this and every episode, head to checkyourthread.com. I'd love to hear from you, so if you have any comments, questions or ideas for future episodes, please get in touch by emailing zoe@checkyourthread.com or find me on Instagram @checkyourthread. Massive thanks to Patrick Potter for production support, to Sylvia Seller for the awesome logo design, and to Simon at Palm Skin Productions for the music. This ad-free podcast would not be possible without listener support, so if you feel you are able, please consider signing up to the Check Your Thread Patreon. For the equivalent of buying me a coffee each month, you'll be making it possible to continue producing regular episodes. Links can be found in the show notes and on the website checkyourthread.com. I hope you'll listen again next week. Until then, take care. Bye!